Hi folks, welcome to Carl's Vaping Reviews once again, and welcome to the video. Glass of beer because I need one because I've done this video twice now. Can tell you something? Unbelievable. Right, this video is for a much anticipated and much waited on device, which still hasn't hit the vendors as yet. And I'm talking about the SMOK X Cube 2 160 watt TC device. This is the 160 watt as the tick denotes on the box. It's a 160 watt Bluetooth 4 TC device or temperature control device from SMOK. This is SMOK's second venture into temperature control. The first one was a big and this one is a big thumbs up for me. I've seen two videos today from the same person on YouTube, English guy, whereby he's done the cotton burn test and it's flamed on him. I don't know what he's doing wrong or what. It doesn't seem as though he's doing anything wrong. The only thing that I can pick out from the video is that he's using one of these devices that I don't like using with temperature control, atomizers with temperature control, and that's a LEMO or a LEMO drop or a K-Fun V4 because they have what's called a split 510 base atomizer. I don't have one here, but what happens is because temperature control devices are looking for resistance all the time, resistance can fluctuate on these split base atomizers, but I don't know what's going wrong with that because all the cotton burn tests I've done 3 on this. I've posted them to the Facebook group, Approved Vapors. So and I've got I'll put a picture up within this video of the cotton burn test on paper and everything else, and we'll go through one on the close-ups. So less rambling from me. This is, like I said, 160 watt device. This is it here. I've just got a Kanga. I've just put my Kanga sub tank on with a 0.15 ohm, showing up actually as a 0.12 ohms on the SMOK. An i200 coil in here, pre-built one. (420°F), as you can see. It's fantastic. What can I tell you off the bat before we go down for close-ups? The couple of negatives. That battery door is a pain. It's got a bit too much play in it for me. And screen position of the atomizer. That's a 22 mil atomizer. 23s are really touching the screen, really the top of the screen. So plus you might get, if you're dripping, you might get juice on it and everything, and you might not be able to see. I've got it mists up quite a lot, so that's the only negative for me. And you have to keep wiping the screen over with your finger or with a cloth or your shirt or whatever, just so you can see the screen. So that's a little bit of it. Take it or leave it type thing where the screen placement is. Would have liked it on the side somewhere, or on the sides or the face, or even on the bottom somewhere. But yeah, I can see why they put it on the top, but it's not great when it's that close to the base of the Atty. So we'll have one quick vape and then we'll go straight down for close-ups. Lovely. Before we go down for close-ups, let me tell you where this came from. This came from boldvape.co.uk. This is a sample, as you can see on the. Let me just get in close. As you can see on there, sample not for sale. This was, I believe, to be the only one in the UK. Obviously, another one's turned up on YouTube, so I don't know if that's come direct from SMOK or what. But John Bold had one of these, and he sent this on to me for review, and it's been pretty good. So yeah, it's boldvape.co.uk. All the pre-orders on there have been taken up now. The pre-order price was £55. I believe that price may stay as it is for the next batch, or it may go up slightly. I'm not too sure, but these all came with temperature control already activated, because temperature control is, you can purchase these, as you can see from the tick, in 160 watt or 160 watt with TC. But if you buy the 160 watt, and a vendor sells the 160 watt, you can activate the TC through the app. I'm only going to show you a bit of the app because it's shit, and it always has been shit. But because there's one feature on the app that is needed for this device, but the app in general is shit and not needed, in my opinion. It's crap. It's just vaping paraphernalia. Some people might like it, I don't, to be honest. Apps, vaping devices, Bluetooth, not needed. Just paying for extra bits and pieces that are not needed on a vaping device, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So we'll go straight down now for close-ups of this device. We'll see you down for close-ups. Hi guys, here we are close up with the SMOK X Cube 2. This is the packaging it comes in. As you can see, it's quite plainish looking. I thought they might sort of be a black sort of type cover when it comes for retail. But there's the QR codes for the app on the box. That denotes what version you have, etc. And on here is the SMOK label with your serial number, colour, stainless, etc. and a scratch and sniff type thing. And that's it. These are the specifications on the back of the box. If you want to pause the video, you can do so. There we go. And that's the specs on the back of the box, guys. So we'll take the sleeve off, and then we'll take this box lid off, and then we'll take the device out. It's in a styrofoam packaging, and then this will come with this sticky cling filmy stuff. It'll be covered, all of it will be covered in that. So we'll put that to one side, get the device out, and we'll put that to one side. And then in this box here, we pull the top off. We have a SMOK Velvet bag, like so, which this mod fits in quite nicely. And I'll put that to one side. A USB cable, pretty good one, thickish one. Some silica gel, and a envelope style thing, a bit like what you used to have in the M-Class Yeehee. You've got a card with X Cube 2, quality control, product series number, and 6 months from warranty from purchase, it states. And on the back of the card is the QR for downloading the apps from the App Store on Apple and Google Play on Android. And just to give you a little overview of the manual, it has like pictures in, and you know how to install batteries, etc., battery installation. So all the manual's quite decent. Features, etc. there. And yeah, that's the packaging, guys. So we'll throw all that back in that box, put it on top there, and then we'll get to the device. Now, it's just sorry about any finger marks that are on here, but I've had it for about a week now. And I'm just going to turn the device off. Right. So, first of all, that's the the finish on it. It says quite a shiny finish. It's got like a brushed finish to it, but it's got like a lacquer over the top, so it is quite slippy. It doesn't feel like a brush finish. It feels more of a glossy finish, but it says quite well made. We'll start at the top. What we have here at the top is you've got your 4 Torx screws here to keep the top plate in place, and we have a brass spring-loaded 510, very stiff spring. It's worked in now. It's quite stiff when you first get it. It's got a stainless steel threaded 510 as well. This is your OLED screen, and you have plus and minus buttons. Let's just take autofocus off. Now I'm up close. It's easier. There we go. Plus and minus buttons. It is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. This is sample, not for sale. And that's your plus and minus up and down buttons as well there. On the battery door, we have SMOK written on it. The battery door comes off like so. There are your magnets on the battery door. This is your battery sled or sledge here, battery bay, whatever you want to call it. Your 2 magnets either side, and let's just take these batteries out because I'll show you the contacts. Contacts in here are very, very good, very stiff, as you can see, and they're like a gold plated both sides. So yeah, it's a really nice battery sled that. So we'll leave that off for a second, leave the batteries out for a second, and then we'll just talk our way around it. This is your fire bar, all this here. It's quite a nice battery fire bar, to be honest. It's really, really nice. I've just been pressing it up at the top here, because it works if you press it there, and it works if you press it there, or you can just press it all like that. So yeah, it's really nice. And you've got an LED strip in here, gimmicky, but I'll show you it working. And on the bottom we have a battery venting holes here, and we also have a USB port, micro USB, but it says on it, not in charging, only upgrade. In other words, it's not for charging the batteries, it is for upgrade only, or firmware upgrades. But as you can see, you know, it's the top and bottom are chromed, very shiny, and it's holding up well, considering I've had it for a week. It is holding up very, very well. So let's put the batteries in. We'll put the batteries in that way so you can see what happens when it comes on. That's one in. Make sure they press down fully as well in this sled. That's it. That's batteries in now. It comes up with the version number, it flashes, and then it's just all it's doing there is it knows there's batteries in now. So when you can power on. So 5 clicks will turn this on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it the right way around, Carl. And that's it. And the version number shows up as well as it powers on. That was 1.01. I've seen the firmware on the SMOK promo video to be 1.03, but we'll go through that in a second. So you can get in, as you can see, it's 420 degrees Fahrenheit, normal. 1.2 ohms was the last atomizer that was on there. So if I press the fire button, it zeroes it out. Now you need to do that between every atomizer change, so as you get the correct, you get the correct atomizer resistance on, because it won't. If you don't do that, it sometimes doesn't ask you to say if it's a new coil or not. So I always do that when I change between atomizers. Now we won't put an atomizer on just yet. We'll just go into what's on the screen here. I'll just get my pointer. We have here that's your in temperature control mode. That's your Fahrenheit reading. Further across is your battery level. We have about half battery life in. And underneath that is norm. That's it has 3 modes of vape quality. It has soft, normal and hard. It's a bit like on the Yeehee, that is, where you have eco, standard. It's just a firing mode where it starts off high, comes back. If it's in normal mode, it's straight the way across level at 420 degrees Fahrenheit, or trying to. If you put it on hard, it'll try and ramp it up a bit and then come back down on your watch, because you don't alter the wattage on this, guys, for temperature control. You just alter your temperature. The wattage is applied to what temperature you've got set, and also your volts at the bottom. So we've got the wattage applied here at the top row of numbers, and the voltage here, and then this is your resistance here. So it's, you know, it's got everything that you need. So what we do now is we'll screw this on. I've just used this actually, but it was about a few minutes ago, so it will be reading right. So we screw it on, and as you can see, it's not read anything until we press the fire button, and then it's asking for new coil, yes or no. So we'll press yes. I can get on it. So, and then it's coming up 0.11. So that's ready to go now. As you can see, it's ready to go. And then when you press fire button, the norm goes off, and you get a temp control kit in then. This normal here, that'll go off, and your seconds will show up. And then that's your applied wattage it's applying here. So after that, you've got a menu system which is accessible by 3 clicks of the fire button or the fire bar. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then you've got Bluetooth mode, which is wattage, temperature, memory, LED, which is your LED light strip, puffs, settings, and power, and then back again round robin. So that's, we'll go back to the Bluetooth, which is the first one. So Bluetooth, press and hold, then press, and it turns on, press, turns off, press, turns on, press, turns off. So we'll turn that on, and then long press, and the Bluetooth's on now. The Bluetooth icon, as you can see now, is in the top of the screen between the battery and the Fahrenheit and the temperature. So we'll go back into the menu again, and then the next one is your mode. So we'll press and hold to enter it. So temp mode, memory mode, and wattage mode. In memory mode, it has it's same as wattage mode, but it has 16 presets. So you can just scroll through your memory instead of just altering your wattage. So we'll go back into temp mode because that's what I'm in. If you leave it and don't press it, it'll automatically enter temp mode. And then there you go, and then it's choosing normal, or you can go, let me just go back out, it's choosing for me now, see, because I'm not pressing anything. So right, 1, 2, 3, 1, and we'll go back to memory mode, wattage mode, temp mode, press and hold, normal, hard and soft. That is the ramp up, that's all that is. I have it on normal, unless I've got an RDA on, then I'll tend to put it on hard. So I'll have it on soft or normal for atomizers, tanks and that is, and then hard if I've got an RDA on there, or a dripper. So it's going to be on normal. So press and hold. Then this is nickel, but it won't work off the fire bar. You have to go across here and do it. So you have to press these top buttons now. So you've got SC and DC. SC is single coil, and DC, nickel DC is dual coil. So this is a single coiled ATI coil in here. So we'll press that, and then that's set now. Because it applies more, because you don't alter the wattage, and it's just temperature mode. It senses. You need to tell the chip if it needs to put more power to it, if it's a dual coil or a single coil. So we'll go back into the menu again, and then we'll go to the next one, which is LED. B jump, C shade, LED off. If you go into ARGB, you can change the colour of this light bar here by via this, and then you can choose the speed via these here. If you don't touch anything, it chooses it for you. But if you, like say, if you go on to 1, but RGB, it's saying speed, but you don't need it because RGB is a solid colour down here, and the light's on constantly when you're trying it as well. So 1, 2, 3. What you've got in is LED, and then next thing is your puffs. That's just a puff counter. Then your settings. Now on settings, press and hold it. You've got screen time. Press and hold. You can have it stealth, is on or off. That means if it's in stealth mode, that the screen won't be lit when you fire it. But I've always had that off. And then press and hold, and then screen time 60 seconds. You can alter it. You can have long your screen stays on, and then that's it. You come back out of it then. So to select something, it's a press and hold, and then just to go to the next item, it's just a single press and let go. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll go to the settings again because there's more on there. Oh, I've gone past it. It's dead easy to go back to it though. Press and hold, and then you've got contrast. So you can alter the contrast. I've got it set low at the moment, only about 11% because I've shown it on camera. And then press and hold to come out of it. And go back again. It is quite quick to flick through. Settings. Then you've got screen direction. Now, screen direction normal and screen rotate. Now, if I press screen rotate, when you attach a new ATI and you've got this screen rotation on now, yes becomes no and no becomes yes. It's not follows the buttons on here. So if you're in screen rotation mode here like this now, and I can try and show you now with this because it's cooled down enough now because I haven't fired it. So if I'm in screen rotation mode, so I'm that way round now, so it's facing me when I'm vaping, and if I screw this on, let's just fire it first. So it says check atomizer, that's it. I screw this on now, and then I press, right, so that should be yes. So if I press yes, it'll select no. There you go, see. It's a bit of a flaw in the that'll be firmware upgradable, that will. But yeah, that's what happens with that. So we'll just take that off for a second, get it back into normal, take that ATI off. So that's in screen rotation mode there, guys, and it's a bit of a flaw in the software that it doesn't swap the buttons around. So 1, 2, 3, back into the menu, and settings again, press and hold, and contrast and screen direction. I want that, so I want it back on normal. There we go, and back out of there again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Settings, press and hold, contrast, screen rotation, date and time. You can set that. And then e-download, that'll be for your firmware updates. And screen normal. Right, 2, 3. And there's one more, which is your power. Press and hold, power on, power off, press and hold, and it powers off. There's also a little shortcut on that as well. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should I say? Sorry, turn it on. SMOK. Version 1.01. Welcome. That's cube. If you go 5 clicks to lock it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the lock symbol comes up. If it's in lock mode like that, you get a little flash saying it's in lock mode as well from the LED. But if it's in lock mode, the shortcut to power it off is just press and hold it and keep holding the firebar button. And you can choose power on or power off. So press and hold. And you can choose from the menu here and power off. So you can power off rather than go. I find it quicker just go to the power off at there if I need to power it off, that is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns it back on. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it's still in lock mode if it was in lock mode when you powered it off through the shortcut. Yes, see, it's still in lock mode when you power it back on, so it remembers when you're in lock mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. It's in now. So that's the menu, guys. I can't really tell you much about more information about that. Have I missed anything? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have there. Now I'll put it into watches mode just to show you the different. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, it's unlocked. So I'll put it into watches mode. 1, 2, 3. Right, mode, memory mode, watch mode. Select normal. There we go, and that's what shows up in watches mode, which is your watch now instead of a temperature there, and then your that becomes a puff counter here at the top here. It's saying check atomizer. So what have I got here that's not nickel? I've got a Zephyrus here. So let's screw a Zephyrus on. Let's see what becomes of it. That is, as soon as you press the fire button, it shows up then. Then there's your puff counter here. That becomes a puff counter now, instead of your watts for that's wattage here. This bit here when it's in temperature mode, applied watts, but this is a puff counter now. It's on screen in wattage mode. So that's that. So we'll unscrew the Zephyrus. So that's the close-ups, guys, of the SMOK X Cube 2. Obviously, it's a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. It has been cleaned. So I'm not going to show you. Let me just, before we go back up and put this back on, let's put my NI 200 bill back on. Before I do screw it on, let's just put it back into temperature control mode. Normal, single coil. There you go. Right, let's put it back into where. So yeah, the LED, new coil, yes. There you go, 0.12. So there's the. I'll show you the LED when we go up from the close-ups, but that's the X Cube 2, guys, close-up. I couldn't think I've missed anything off the close-ups there. The menu is quite. It does take a little bit to get used to, but it does work very, very well. So that's the close-ups of the X Cube 2, guys. So I'll see you up at up the top, and we'll have a vape and rate it. Right, guys, welcome back up. I need a drink. I need a drink of beer. Oh, that's lovely. Pint of John Smith Smooth. I'm slipping down in my chair. Right. Got me Kanga tank on here at the moment. I've got loads of other ones here, but I've just put this one on for ease of use. And we'll have a vape. That's just a 50-50 juice in there. Some of this SMOK juice in this Kanga. As you can see, I've just got the solid colour on there at the moment, but I'm going to have to change that on here. This shows you how quickly it can be done. Put it on shade, fast, and then now it's all colours. As you can see, I'm just pressing the top, but you can press the whole of it like that if you wanted to, or just press the bottom like so. It is a very, very good fireball, that is. Very, very good. And there's a daddy long legs. It's going to get killed in a minute. Get off. Right, it's flying around my my lights for the camera. Yeah. So take another vape. As you can see, it shines through the USB port as well at the bottom. So, on that video, just thoughts on the video that someone else put up on this, because I want to try and allay people's fears that with regards to SMOK and TEAS in the temperature control, which the fears are well brought on because of SMOK's failures with the M80. I've had no problems with the temperature control on this, and none on the cotton burn test. I can do a cotton burn test now, here and now. Now I've got an atomizer set up here. I've done a few of them. So I've got it set at 420, and at the moment it's showing that when I get the focus in, let me just go into manual focus for this. There we are. It's showing no atomizer. Check atomizer. But I've got the settings in 1, 2, 3. I should have shown this on close-ups really, but I'll show you now. Right, I'm going to pick the TC mode again. Temperature mode, normal, hard or soft. Normal, single coil or dual coil. This is going to be a single coil, right? Where I think, let's go back and focus. Where I think that guy may have gone wrong is, I think he's not picked single coil or dual coil properly for the build he has on. He may have done, I'm not sure, but he never went through that with us on the 2 videos that he did. Now, if you pick dual coil and you're using a single coil, it's going to put more power to it. So I've got a single coil here on a Magma RDA. I've already done 3 tests of these and put them up on the Facebook group, Approved Vapors. And I'm also going to put a slide of a picture that I did earlier on within this video, which I'll show you after I've done this temperature control device. This cotton's already been burnt, scorched a little bit on the ends there, but I'm going to use this end here now. So we're at 420 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to ask for a new coil. Yes. And now it's showing up as, let's go back into manual focus. It's going to show up as 0.14, as you can see in the bottom corner here. 0.14. Ten seconds. So I'll pull the cotton out. Pulled it out a bit. There's no scorching here. Hardly any scorching at all. So we'll whack it up. 520. 520. There we go. Look, temp section's kicking in. 10 seconds. He's putting virtually no watts to it. And then you get that bit of scorching on. I'll show you the cotton up close. Pull the cotton out now. Them 2 scorch marks are both at 520 degrees. The ones I did earlier on as well there. 520 degrees. So, you know, and it's just the outside edge. It's not gone. If I pull the cotton apart, it's just the outside of the cotton. Inside, there's nothing there. So that's the temperature control working for me. I don't know what the other people, let's go back into focus. I don't know what that other guy was doing. He may have picked dual coil, but the atomizer he was using for the test, they're notoriously not the best for temperature control devices because of what I call split 510 bases. Because of the 510 pin inside the base of the LEMO and also the K-Fun V4 is split into 2. So you have to screw the base together to get the 510s to meet. So you've got an extra surface there. So resistance, because temperature control devices are always looking for changes in resistance. So that's my take on it anyway. Because the one I've got here, and it's on the same firmware as him as well, which is 1.01. I won't mention his name. Everybody knows who the other English reviewers that are up of this, because I don't think it's fair. People make their own minds up. I can just give you my opinion from this device, and this device I've got here, every cotton burn test I've done works flawlessly, and I've owned a Yihi SX Mini M class which has the SX350J chip in, and the cotton burn test from I did on that one is worse than this. It scorches even more than this. And I've seen SMOK's own promo video where their scorching's a lot more than what it is on mine. They're using 1.03 firmware. Because I've seen it fire up from start. If you watch the video, a SMOK's promo video, you can see the firmware version just about, and it's 1.03. This is 1.01 on this, because I had this very early on. So what we'll do is we'll screw this back on. I'll lower that down because I don't want to vape at 520, 420, and we'll screw this back on. There you go. My little stand stuck. The thing with temperature control devices as well, always keep your 510s clean. The faces of the 510s, always keep them clean, free of juice, free of any debris, anything, because temperature control devices will pick up on anything like that. So new coil, yes. But in between atomizer changes, always press the 5 button to zero out the last red, the last reading of the ohms. There we go. So that's my little cotton burn test for you guys. You know, that's all I can do really. And obviously, I'll put that slideshow, that slide of the picture up. That'll come up now in the video. And I don't know what else to say, guys. It's a great device, a very cheap device. I think it was £55 from boldvape.co.uk. Thanks, John, for sending this on to me. And thank you for all the admin team over on Approved Vapors, where I am part of that admin team, 6 of us. Great group. Coming up to 2,000 of us now. Vapors of Stoke-on-Trent Facebook group too, where I'm admin on. And me and Andy Jarose and Nick Caller. 2 great groups for me, one local group and one a sort of a national group. And contacts, you can contact me on the forum as well, which is AAEC forum. Richo71 is the avatar. And what else have I to give you information on? My chair's gone back. That's not good, is it? Right. Weight, I didn't give you any weight, did I? 238.6 grams in weight, and it is 100 millimeters high. What else have we got? Here's a SMOK M80. You know, I prefer to give you sort of dimensions. My VT's plugged in, so I'll just show you my VT as well. Oh, if I can, it's plugged in. There we go. With sort of height wise and thickness is about the same on the VT, to be honest. Don't want to unplug it. There you go, see, so that's that. And it's 24.5 mil across there. The only 2 flaws for me, like I've said, is the bit of play in the battery door, which is annoying, and screen positioning in relation to your base of the atomizer. And if you're using RDAs, it does get steamed up. They're the only 2 flaws in this device for me. Considering this is a sample model, amazing device, amazing quality. The battery sleds and the contacts in the battery, they've used proper springs for a change as well, and really stiff springs in the battery compartment. So your batteries are never going to fall out of there, and they're easy to get in and out as well because they're using springs. And yeah, well thought out device by SMOK. The application, I need to just get onto the application. 2 seconds, my phone. Right, sorry about that, guys. I need to get my phone because it was over there rather than here with me, stupid. Right, device. The app, for me, shit, and always has been shit, but is needed in this case. So Bluetooth's on this device, so we'll close that. Open the application for SMOK. This is the application for the device, and what you do is you pick X-Cube 2, you tap on it. Let's just go. I'm trying to get it all in shot. at the same time, and me. So let's just get the focus in a little bit. There we are. Right, so in that box there, you have to put 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Confirm. And then it shows up with this. Now, when you get this device out of the box, it was very weak. When I got this device out of the box, it was very weak, the vape was, and it didn't seem right, the settings. On the app here, let's just go back again. On this one here, you have what's called your settings for the device, where you can send them to the device. And see at the top there, you've got temperature mode and temperature coefficient. My slider slid all the way to the 0.008. When I had it, it was all the way down there, 0.002. Temperature coefficient is different types of wire have, like nickel and titanium, they have different coefficients in the wire. And I think Ni200 is around about 0.06. So if you're using Ti on this device or titanium, that's where the slider would have to be, on that side of the scale, rather than up that side, which is 0.02. So when you get the device out of the box, the first thing you do before you vape on this is download this app, right? Turn your Bluetooth on your device, download the app, put the 6 zeros in, then go to that settings and then alter that temperature coefficient if you're using nickel, and slide it all the way across. Anything over, anything up to 0.008. You can use it at 0.007 as well. I found it's okay at that, but I've just left it slid at 0.008, and then all you do is you press this tick at the top, and it goes back to there, and then it sends it to the device. And also you can change the temperature and everything. And when you fire it, everything comes up, shows up on screen there when you're firing it. And that's it, guys. That's the app. I'm not going to go through anything else on the app, because me personally, I think it's a shocking app, and it always has been. And SMOK putting too much of their time into that application. That temperature coefficient for me, let's just get back in focus, Carl. The temperature, not back in focus again. Why? I've gone out of focus now. Yes, the temperature coefficient shouldn't be on an application. Not everybody has got an Android device. Not everybody has got an iPhone. And if you've got an Android or an iPhone device, it needs a certain, let me just check now, it needs a certain, just see what it is, firmware. It needs an Android device of 4.3 firmware and up, or an iOS 7 device, iOS with iOS 7 on, so an iPhone with iOS 7 or above on. If you've got an older 4 or 4S, it won't have iOS 7 on. An older Android devices won't have 4.3 or higher on. So, it's not that temperature coefficient, and the picking of the coefficient should be on the chip, and should be able to pick it from here, just as like the VT. The Joytech VT, you can pick nickel or titanium. That's all it needed. So that's a big letdown for me from SMOK with that, because I had to mess with that. I downloaded the app through Sheer because I've used the app before and I knew what was on it, but that temperature coefficient wasn't on it before. Well, I didn't notice it before when I had an M80, a BT50. So that shouldn't be on the phone. It should be on the device. So that's something that you need to do when you get this device. If you pick the device up and you put a nickel build on the device and you vape it and you think, that's weak as anything, download the app and slide the coefficient slider all the way to the right, all the way up to 0.08. I'm using tempered nickel coils in the main. This is a pre-built Kanga coil. I find the pre-built Kanga coils, I can reduce the coefficient down to 0.06 and it still vapes fine. But my rebuilding of my billow, etc., and my RDAs, because I use tempered, I don't know what they are in the pre-built stock coils, but I use tempered, so which is a hard draw finish nickel. So I slide it all the way up to 0.08 because nickel's around about 0.06 on the coefficient side. It's all giving the user what he doesn't really need to do. It should be on here, just simple TI, NI when you're choosing the temp mode, like they've done with the SC and DC for single coil dual coil. That's my rant anyway for it. The application, I haven't used the application. The only thing I've used the application for is for that, and I've sent it to the device, and it stays there now unless I alter the coefficient on the slider and I send it again. But I don't use the app at all. It's just got vaping paraphernalia on, like puff counters, yearly puff counters, monthly puff counters. You can change the LED on that, but it doesn't really work that well. You just change it on the device. So that's it, guys. So yeah, if you want to contact me underneath the video, comments, etc. But I've given out my all my contacts, Gmail, etc., and that will be in my email address will be underneath the video. Been a bit of a rant at the end and a bit of a, but I've got to be here now. I'm sorry the video's gone on a bit longer than normal, but I've had to get all the information out just to allay people's fears that, because there's quite a few people waiting on this device. I believe it's after the 20th of July now, from what I've heard, or between the 20th of July or somewhere after it, in and around the 20th of July, should I say. So it's not far away now. And people will get their first batch of devices that were on pre-order with boldvape.co.uk. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next review. Thank you.